Are you over 60 and lying awake at night wondering if you'll wake up tomorrow morning? What if I told you that the majority of seniors who pass away in their sleep could have prevented it with simple changes they could make tonight? In the next 15 minutes, you'll discover the 6 silent killers that claim thousands of seniors during sleep every year, and more importantly, the exact steps to protect yourself starting today. I'll also reveal the one common bedroom mistake that triples your risk of nighttime death, and it's probably happening in your home right now. Harold, a vibrant 72-year-old retired teacher from Michigan, felt perfectly healthy when he kissed his wife goodnight last Thursday. She found him unresponsive the next morning. The autopsy revealed a completely preventable condition that Harold never knew he had, one that affects millions of seniors just like you. Silent Killer 1. Sleep apnea. The breathing thief. Do you wake up feeling exhausted even after 8 hours of sleep? Or does your spouse complain about your loud snoring? You might be experiencing sleep apnea, a condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts throughout the night. According to researchers at Johns Hopkins Medical Center, sleep apnea affects over 26 million Americans, with seniors being particularly vulnerable due to natural changes in throat muscle tone and weight distribution around the neck area. This condition doesn't just affect your sleep quality, it can literally steal your life while you're unconscious. Sleep apnea creates a devastating cycle in your body during the night. Every time your breathing stops, your oxygen levels plummet, forcing your heart to work overtime to pump blood to vital organs. Your brain sends panic signals throughout your system, spiking your blood pressure and stress hormones even while you sleep. Research from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine shows that untreated sleep apnea increases your risk of heart attack by 30% and stroke by 60%, with most of these events occurring during sleep when your body should be resting and recovering. Consider the case of Betty, a 68-year-old grandmother from Arizona, who thought her loud snoring was just a minor annoyance. After 3 months of waking up gasping for air, she finally sought help and discovered she was stopping breathing 47 times per hour during sleep. Her doctor explained that each interruption was like holding her breath for 20 seconds while running upstairs, except it was happening nearly once every minute, all night long. The solution doesn't require expensive equipment or complicated procedures. Start by elevating the head of your bed by 4 to 6 inches using bed risers or extra pillows, which helps keep your airway open through gravity. Sleep on your side instead of your back, as back sleeping allows your tongue and soft tissues to collapse backward and block your airway. Keep your bedroom humidity between 30 and 50% using a humidifier, as dry air can cause throat tissues to swell and worsen breathing obstruction. Don't wait another night to make these changes, because every night with untreated sleep, apnea brings you closer to a potentially fatal event. Silent Killer 2. Heart rhythm disorders. The irregular beat. Your heart beats approximately 100,000 times every single day, maintaining a steady rhythm that keeps you alive without you even thinking about it. However, as we age, the electrical system that controls this rhythm can develop dangerous irregularities, particularly during sleep, when your body's natural processes slow down. The Mayo Clinic reports that atrial fibrillation, the most common heart rhythm disorder, affects over 6 million Americans and becomes increasingly prevalent after age 60, with the condition often striking silently during nighttime hours when you're least likely to notice the symptoms. During normal sleep, your heart rate naturally decreases, but with rhythm disorders like atrial fibrillation, your heart can suddenly race to over 150 beats per minute or drop dangerously low without warning. These irregular patterns prevent your heart from pumping blood effectively, leading to blood clots that can travel to your brain and cause strokes, or they can trigger sudden cardiac arrest when your heart simply stops beating altogether. Cardiologists at Harvard Medical School have documented that nearly 40% of sudden cardiac deaths in people over 65 occur during sleep, often within the first few hours after falling asleep, when heart rhythm disturbances are most likely to occur. Thomas, a 71-year-old retired mechanic from Texas, experienced what he thought were just vivid dreams that left him feeling breathless and anxious. His wife noticed he would sometimes jerk awake, gasping, but they attributed it to normal aging. During a routine checkup, his doctor discovered Thomas was experiencing episodes of atrial fibrillation that were causing his heart to beat chaotically for several minutes at a time during deep sleep phases. You can protect yourself by learning to monitor your own heart rhythm using a simple technique that takes less than 30 seconds. Before going to bed each night, place 2 fingers on your wrist below your thumb and count your pulse for 15 seconds, then multiply by 4 to get your heart rate per minute. A normal resting heart rate for seniors ranges from 60 to 100 beats per minute, and the rhythm should feel steady and regular like a metronome. If you notice your pulse skipping beats, racing above 100, or feeling irregular like a broken drum beat, contact your healthcare provider immediately. Check your pulse tonight and every night before sleep, because early detection of heart rhythm problems can be the difference between waking up tomorrow and becoming another statistic. Silent Killer 3. Blood pressure spikes. The silent surge. Blood pressure naturally fluctuates throughout the day and night, but for many seniors, these normal variations can become deadly spikes that occur precisely when you're most vulnerable during sleep. Research conducted by the National Heart, Lung and Blood Institute reveals that blood pressure typically drops by 10 to 20% during healthy sleep, a phenomenon doctors call dipping. However, in approximately 35% of seniors, blood pressure either fails to drop or actually increases during certain sleep stages, creating what medical professionals term non-dipping patterns that dramatically increase the risk of nighttime strokes and heart attacks. These dangerous blood pressure surges often occur during REM sleep, the deep sleep phase when your brain is most active and your dreams are most vivid. During this stage, your nervous system can trigger sudden spikes that push your blood pressure 40 to 50 points higher than your normal readings, creating immense pressure on weakened blood vessels in your brain and heart. The American Heart Association has documented that strokes occurring during sleep are often more severe and deadly than those happening during waking hours because the brain has less ability to compensate for reduced blood flow when you're unconscious and unable to seek immediate help. Consider what happened to Frank, a 66-year-old retired postal worker from Ohio who maintained excellent blood pressure readings during his regular doctor visits. However, Frank was experiencing dangerous spikes every night between 2 and 4 a.m. that reached levels of 190 over 110, putting enormous strain on his cardiovascular system. He had no idea these spikes were occurring because they happened while he was sound asleep, and they would return to normal levels by morning when he woke up. Create a protective bedtime routine that naturally helps regulate your blood pressure throughout the night. 2 hours before bedtime, practice deep breathing exercises by inhaling slowly for 4 counts, holding for 4 counts, and exhaling for 6 counts. Repeating this pattern for 5 minutes to activate your body's relaxation response. Elevate your legs for 15 minutes before getting into bed by lying on the floor and resting your legs against a wall, which helps reduce the workload on your heart and promotes better circulation. Keep your bedroom temperature between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, as excessive heat can cause blood vessels to dilate and create additional strain on your cardiovascular system. Implement this routine starting tonight, because consistent blood pressure control during sleep can prevent the majority of nighttime cardiovascular emergencies. Silent Killer 4. Blood sugar crashes, the midnight drop. Even if you've never been diagnosed with diabetes, your blood sugar can drop to dangerously low levels during sleep, a condition called nocturnal hypoglycemia that can lead to coma or death without warning. Harvard Medical School researchers have identified that blood sugar naturally decreases during the overnight fasting period. But in many seniors, this normal process can spiral out of control due to changes in hormone production, metabolism, and the body's ability to regulate glucose effectively. This silent killer is particularly dangerous because hypoglycemic episodes during sleep often don't wake you up, allowing blood sugar to continue dropping to life-threatening levels. During deep sleep phases, your liver normally releases stored glucose to maintain stable blood sugar levels, but age-related changes can disrupt this vital process. When blood sugar drops below 70 mmol/dL, your brain begins to malfunction because glucose is its primary fuel source, and unlike other organs, your brain cannot store glucose for later use. At levels below 50 mg/dL, you can experience seizures, lose consciousness, or slip into a diabetic coma while sleeping. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reports that severe hypoglycemic episodes are responsible for over 100,000 emergency room visits annually, with a significant portion occurring during nighttime hours when family members are asleep and unable to recognize the symptoms. Linda, a 69-year-old retired nurse from Florida, began experiencing strange dreams where she felt confused and unable to move. She would wake up drenched in sweat with a racing heart, symptoms she initially attributed to menopause. After several weeks of these episodes, Linda checked her blood sugar during one of these nighttime awakenings and discovered it had dropped to 45 mg/dL, a level that could have resulted in permanent brain damage or death if it had continued to fall. Prevent dangerous blood sugar drops by eating a strategic bedtime snack that provides steady glucose release throughout the night. Choose a combination of complex carbohydrates and protein, such as a slice of whole grain toast with natural peanut butter, or a small apple with a handful of unsalted nuts, consumed 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. Avoid sugary snacks or simple carbohydrates that can cause your blood sugar to spike initially and then crash dramatically during the night. If you take any medications that can affect blood sugar, including common blood pressure medications and certain antibiotics, discuss timing adjustments with your healthcare provider to minimize nighttime fluctuations. Make this dietary change tonight, because maintaining stable blood sugar during sleep is essential for preventing potentially fatal hypoglycemic episodes. Silent Killer 5 Medication Interactions. The dangerous mix. The average senior takes multiple medications daily, and many of these common drugs can interact in deadly ways that become particularly dangerous during sleep, when your body's ability to process and eliminate substances slows dramatically. According to pharmaceutical safety researchers at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, seniors who take 4 or more medications simultaneously have a 25% chance of experiencing a serious drug interaction, with many of these dangerous combinations affecting heart rhythm, breathing, and blood pressure during nighttime hours when medical help is least accessible. Sleep naturally slows your metabolism, kidney function, and liver processing, which means medications remain in your system longer and at higher concentrations than during waking hours. Common combinations like certain blood pressure medications with over-the-counter sleep aids can cause dangerous drops in heart rate and blood pressure that may not recover by morning. Pain medications combined with anxiety medications can severely depress your breathing and heart rate, while some antibiotics can interact with heart medications to create potentially fatal rhythm disturbances that typically occur during the deepest stages of sleep. George, a 74-year-old retired engineer from California, was taking 5 different medications for various conditions, including high blood pressure, arthritis pain, and occasional insomnia. He had been taking these medications for months without problems until he started experiencing episodes where he would wake up extremely dizzy with a heart rate of only 42 beats per minute. His pharmacist discovered that his blood pressure medication was interacting with his pain medication and an over-the-counter sleep aid, creating a dangerous combination that was slowing his heart to potentially fatal levels during sleep. Take control of your medication safety by creating a comprehensive list of everything you take, including prescription drugs, over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and herbal supplements. Then review this list with your pharmacist or healthcare provider within the next 48 hours. Ask specifically about timing adjustments that can reduce nighttime interactions, such as taking certain medications in the morning rather than evening, or spacing doses to minimize peak concentration periods during sleep hours. Never combine over-the-counter sleep aids with prescription medications without professional approval, and always inform new healthcare providers about every substance you take regularly. Schedule this medication review immediately, because identifying and preventing dangerous drug interactions can literally save your life while you sleep. Silent killer. 6. Environmental factors. The bedroom danger zone. Your bedroom environment plays a crucial role in determining whether you'll wake up safely each morning. Yet most seniors unknowingly create conditions that significantly increase their risk of nighttime health emergencies. The National Sleep Foundation has identified that bedroom temperature, air quality, lighting, and positioning factors can directly impact heart function, breathing patterns, and blood circulation during sleep. These environmental elements become even more critical as we age, because our bodies become less efficient at adapting to suboptimal conditions, making us vulnerable to complications that younger people might easily overcome. Excessive bedroom heat forces your cardiovascular system to work harder during sleep as your body attempts to cool itself, increasing heart rate and blood pressure when they should naturally be decreasing. Temperatures above 70 degrees Fahrenheit can cause dangerous spikes in core body temperature that trigger night sweats, dehydration, and cardiovascular stress. Poor air quality from dust, pet dander, or inadequate ventilation can worsen sleep apnea symptoms and reduce oxygen levels throughout the night. Additionally, sleeping in a completely flat position can worsen acid reflux, breathing problems, and circulation issues that become particularly problematic for seniors with existing health conditions. Martha, a 73-year-old retired librarian from Pennsylvania, couldn't understand why she was waking up feeling worse than when she went to bed. Her bedroom was consistently 75 degrees because she thought warmth would help her arthritis, and she slept completely flat because elevated positions felt uncomfortable initially. After tracking her symptoms for 2 weeks, Martha discovered that the combination of excessive heat and poor positioning was causing her blood pressure to spike during sleep and creating breathing difficulties that were preventing restorative rest. Transform your bedroom into a safe sleep environment by setting your thermostat between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which research shows is optimal for cardiovascular health during sleep and promotes natural temperature regulation. Elevate the head of your bed by 3 to 4 inches using bed risers or a foam wedge to improve breathing, reduce acid reflux, and enhance circulation to your brain and heart. Install a small air purifier in your bedroom to remove allergens and pollutants that can compromise respiratory function during sleep, and ensure adequate ventilation by cracking a window or using a quiet fan to promote air circulation. Make these environmental changes tonight, because creating optimal sleeping conditions is one of the most effective ways to prevent the majority of health emergencies that claim seniors during sleep. You now have the knowledge to identify and eliminate the 6 silent killers that threaten seniors every single night. These aren't complex medical procedures or expensive treatments. They're simple changes you can implement tonight to dramatically reduce your risk and sleep peacefully knowing you're actively protecting your health. The power to wake up safely tomorrow morning is completely in your hands, and every night you delay making these changes is another night you're unnecessarily gambling with your life. Which of these 6 silent killers surprised you the most? And have you experienced any of the warning signs I described tonight? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your experience might help save another senior's life. If this information opened your eyes to hidden dangers you never knew existed, show your appreciation by hitting the like button and sharing this video with other seniors in your life who need this potentially life-saving information. Your simple act of sharing could literally be the difference between someone waking up tomorrow morning or becoming another tragic statistic. So please take 30 seconds right now to spread this vital knowledge to those who need it most.